Hey guys, this is Ellie from Hypnoyouellie with your mid-month forecast for November 2017. Now this mid-month I will be focusing on Scorpio, Jupiter moving into Scorpio and what that will mean for you from May 2018, but also some of the signs will be feeling that energy now as things start to transition and start to move, so that you're about to bring this into progress for you. Now do watch your sun, your moon and your rising videos. Your November monthly are up now. If you'd like a private video with me, use the link below, www.hypnoyouellie.com. Of course, you have the Christmas special of $200 for all hypnosis. That's half price and will expire on the 24th of December 2017. So let's get started with this energy that's coming in. So this Jupiter in Scorpio is going to be a nod to what was happening in your life in 2006 into 2007. So where you were, what you were doing, the emotions, the people, its situations, and you know, what was currently happening. Now you'll find that if you were buying a house and you're selling one now, that you'll benefit greatly from that. Anything that you put, so if you were training for work and you're now starting a brand new career at this stage, you'll find that you'll be benefiting from that, or training others. So whatever you planted at that time that you might be moving on from, you'll benefit in a financial or in a practical, tangible way. For other people, it is, you know, when you met your partner and you're going through a divorce, it could be moving back home after moving across country. So wherever that works for you is where that energy is going to be coming back. Now, for some of you, it is about, you know, I left my husband back in that time and now we're discussing and getting back together. It'll all be different for each sign. So do watch your sun, your moon and your rising video. So Aries, you will be looking at your property and business. And so Jupiter in Scorpio is going to bring expansion and growth, breakthroughs, booms, growth and thriving opportunities for you, Aries, in the area of your property, your business, your taxes, sponsorship, anything that's available for you. And you'll find that that hard work will be paying off. So you'll be able to firm that commitment, seeing those dividends. So where you'll find that taxes, tax breaks, laws being changed, your employer's money, your partner's money benefiting you in some way, that, you know, superannuation, any sponsorship, any money you receive from others, any corporate sponsorship at all, to do with the area of property, business, school or investment, you'll find will be paying off dividends. And some of that energy will start now, and then from May 2018 it will really kick through with that breakthrough and that progress. You might find that little steps now you're starting to see. You might be changing your job or working extra hours for your employee on the promise of, you know, that from February on there will be extra money or more of a bonus for you. So you will see those in dividends. Now this is Aries working with a earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn or a Virgo, and this is about your long-term commitment. So you've actually put the hard work in, you're starting to see those dividends, and now you're looking to the future and you're saying, right, well, where do I want to put more money, more resources, more of my energy? Where do I want to put that long-term foundation and commitment towards so that I can flourish for the future? Remember that Jupiter is only in Scorpio every 12 years. So if you to have this breakthrough in those deadly serious agreements for that commitment, for that long-term for you in property and business, this is where you're going to be putting in that energy. Now your Adoring Virtue messages from the angels is Seraphina. So we've got babies, so we've got new ideas, we've got new products that we're launching, we've got new people on board, we've got new energy. The new project is the baby of the family. So this could be that, you know, 12 years ago that you were sorting something out and now you're starting with a brand new product, a brand new business, brand new launch, brand new something. But there's a energy around this. This is exciting as well, because not only is it something that you can put your time, your energy and your passion behind, but it's going to have that rewards at the end of it as well. And everything new, babies, you know, new projects, new people on board, bring about new energy, which is contagious. Everyone can feel that we're delivering on something and that this is going to bring about, you know, abundance, but also bringing things together with a new energy as well. So you might also find that you'll have new people on your team, or that you are you're part of the new team, new corporate sponsors on board, new people on board, and also new projects as well. So now we're going to go on to Taurus. Taurus, you're looking at your long-term commitments to do with partnerships, both in love and money. And you've got this card here. So like I said before, Taurus, some people will be in the process or have been in the process of a split, whether that be financial or with a divorce. And for a small select few of you, two things will happen. One, that, you know, for whatever reason between now and next year, especially from May, that you'll decide, you know what, we don't want to split ways. We actually do want to repair what we have, and we want to carry on together. So this is fresh air breathed into that which you thought was dead and gone. And a transition period of a major arcana card where there is going to be expansion, there is going to be higher education, higher spirituality, higher you know, connection between me and my partner, whether that be business or love. And we're transitioning through this hard time, and we've got this enlightenment and working together on this expansion. We're working together on this foreign territory. We're working together on getting this exactly where we want it to go. Now, the other toss of the coin will be that if you are in a negotiation with somewhere where there is a split, love or money, that there will be a ruling going in your favor. There's going to be two messages, one after the other, coming through quickly. And this is with air signs, Taurus, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. Now, this is with the fire signs, where there is going to be passion, there is going to be, and simmering downs of those passions, where there is going to be healing. So it could be anger, it could be passions, it could be that those emotions overtook logic and reason, and so now there might be that idea. So if you are going to stay together, it's like, you know, perhaps our emotions went overboard. Now we're going to logically, reasonably look at, you know, are we cutting off our nose to spite our face? Do we work together really, really well? Is this wrong to take the split right now? For others, this is about, you know, the split being as amicable as possible. Those that aren't splitting, then this is with your partnerships, love or money, that you are going to have that final permit, that final ruling, that authority, that yes, go in your favor. And this is through a transition period. So you might have had some difficulty getting off the ground, getting launched, getting into that place, that door's opening. And now you'll find that through this transition period, major arcana card, that between now and May, you will see those breakthroughs. You will see that abundance. You will see that boom. You will see this growth and expansion through the learning process of foreign territory, foreign departments, online, expansion online and overseas. So this is where you are creating that balance. A lot of you have to learn that karma of that balance. So maybe your commitment is, okay, well, I'll make sure that I will give my time to my job that I love, but I won't be any good at my job unless I'm looking after my health as well. Now, if this is in the love sense, it's about those boundaries of what you will and will not settle for. And when you put those boundaries down and you make certain that you stick to those, you'll find that your partner will easily be able to follow. So your adoring virtue messages from the angels, Taurus, is two cards for you. So this card here is saying meditation, getting your mind still, installing those time outs for you where you've got too much thinking. So maybe you're very analytical, maybe you work with your mind, maybe you work with ideas, creativity, all those kinds of things. And so you need to make sure that you've got plenty of time off, because you might be suffering from stress, anxiety, or migraines, even grinding your teeth from overthinking things. So just slow your mind down, let your mind close off. That's where you're going to get your logical, reasonable answers, where those muddy waters can run clear, so you have that clarity and that focus for the future. Now, we've got Francesca saying that if there has been some low vibrations, some self-worth issues, some discontent in your mind, anxiety, worry about the future, anxiety, worry about your place, anxiety, worry about your love or your money partnership, that things are going to be seen clear soon. Also, not to listen to that parrot going on in your mind. That could either be you, your own self-esteem telling you you're not good enough, you're not worthy, this is always going to continue this way, things are not going to change for you. Or this could be somebody else who's hindering your progress by constantly with that narrative in your ear about staying where you are, because if you progress, then what's going to happen to them? So this darkness is lifting around the full moon, and you will find that, you know, your mood itself will lift mid-month in November, but really the growth and the expansion and the boom and abundance is going to hit, you know, in May for you. And you know, great strides forward. Now, it could happen before then as well, but this is the set-off period of where that's going to happen for you, Taurus. So now we're going to move on to Gemini. Gemini, you are having your benefits, your growth, your expansion, you know, this rude awakening in your lifestyle, your benefits from your work and your body. So how Jupiter and Scorpio works, Gemini, is he comes in and he stirs the pot, and everything that's being sediment on the ground comes up, rises to the surface, so you can scoop out the, you know, things easily and get rid of them, so that you have things risen to the top that you might have hidden and behind closed doors, secrets that you keep, secret cycles that you keep to yourself, brought up to the surface to remind you that they're there, to recognize and acknowledge those emotions, and to remove whatever needs no longer needs to be there. So for you, it's in your lifestyle, your work and your body. So you're putting that commitment in. You're going to have expansion and growth in your work, which will allow you to have more time for you to be able to have work-life balance. So making sure that you're taking on a role that has purpose, that you love, but also making sure that you give yourself plenty of time to exercise for 30 minutes every day, sleep for 8 hours every day, water 6 liters every day, that you're encouraging yourself to have plenty of sleep, all of these different things to make sure that you've got that work-life balance. Now, you might have some sort of crisis at first. So for some of you, between now and May, you might lose your job. For others, it might be a health scare. And this comes up for the forefront to force the situation so that you must make that decision of getting that balance in place. So there is going to be a transition period for you to be able to make those changes. But whatever comes up first is there for a reason, so that you can permanently make this change where you need it. Because that's where you need it, Gemini. And this will be breakthroughs, expansion, growth and thriving, and making sure that you are giving that balance to your work and your life and your health as well. So your Enduring Virtue messages from the angels, Gemini, is... Gemini, for some of you, you might find that these changes start now through to December. You will be feeling lighter in the middle of November. Any disagreements you're having with an earth sign, Gemini, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or if you're giving advice to someone who's in that situation, it's about empathy, but it's about listening. Not listening so that you can answer, but listening so you can hear what it is that they're saying. Sometimes it's very important to actually listen. You know, what am I hearing? What am I missing? What am I not hearing? You know, am I confused because I'm too busy waiting to reply? I need to hear what's going on so that I can have empathy, so that I can then understand and reply in the best way possible. Teresa's saying, Gemini, that you are overdoing it. You're working too hard for your money. You're working too many areas. You've got, for some of you, it's 2 jobs. It's taking care of the family and work and a project, you know, and hobbies or anything else. But wherever you're overdoing it, you are going to find that you have lower back problems, chest problems, this area of your body, you know, feeling sick, feeling tired, feeling run down. And you may have recurrent throat problems, recurrent chest problems, recurrent health problems, because you are overdoing it. So this is where the health and the work balance must come into play, Gemini. So now we're going on to Cancer. Cancer, for you, you're going to find that it's the younger generation in the dating, where you're going to find that there is growth and expansion. So you might find that you will have baby announcements. Also, people graduating, leaving the nest, graduating onto another cycle, graduating on to the next step in that cycle, whether it be with love or with work. But that younger generation for you is where there's going to be change. Now, for others, this is going to be about dating and fun. You know, where have you neglected to put fun in your life? Where have you been too serious? Where have you been concentrating so much? Because you are the mum, you are the nurturer, you are the Cancer. Cancer is the leader of the family. They nurture everybody else, because that's who you are and that's what you do. But, you know, have you been too serious? Have you been putting too much into everybody else? Has life been really difficult? You know, I know it has been for me, where your priorities are, okay, right, I've got to make sure we've got a roof over our head, the bills are being paid, then I'm, you know, living with purpose, providing, integrating, doing the best I can for my health. Those are the priorities, and that's what I must do every day. But then there's not enough time in the day to have some fun and to have some dating as well. So incorporating that area into your life as well, to find that boost, that abundance, that growth, that expansion for you, Cancer. Now, also the idea of moving as well is going to be coming into place for you, even though you're strictly Jupiter and Scorpio sitting in the 5th house for you. But it could be that by this move, you're bringing bringing more people into the family, you know, maybe waistlines are expanding, you know, babies, partners moving in, that kind of thing, or moving in with a partner. But this is all going to come back on the table. I feel like December, January is a big idea time for you, just looking at moving as well. But that's for younger generation of dating, is where you're going to have your boost and your growth. You have the Page of Swords. So this is the younger generation. This is an idea. This is a new look. This is a new launch, new project, new party, new look, new title, new status. If this is in work, this is about getting a new job, and it might be completely different or foreign from what you've already always done. This could be a job in marketing, advertising, or this is the Cancer, this is the air signs in your life, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising. So this role, if this is a job, it's positive strides forward. So it's a job that it's got 11 things around it. So you're going to be able to grow quickly, you're going to be able to socialize quickly. You know, anything you're launching or publicizing yourself, Cancer, is going to grow real quick. So if you have a channel or blog or anything like that, your numbers will boost. Also, the younger generation tapping into that and finding that that might be where you're now earning all your money, is by tapping into that untapped market as well. Not just your family, but with clients and projects as well. This is also saying that there is going to be a change of perspective. There is going to be clarity. There is going to be those muddy waters becoming clear. And this could come from a dream. It could be from a lucky position, so being in the prime place at the prime time for that lucky opportunity, or hearing something, you know, that just comes across, you know, for example, you might be watching Facebook and see a post and you click on the video and it's something really inspirational that you hadn't thought of, or it is something that was so mundane that you're thinking, why didn't I think of that before? It's so simple, so small, but it will change things. So, you know, where is this clarity coming from, and where are you going to put that into play, which is really going to pick up speed for you for your finances, the expansion and growth. So are you bringing on the younger generation of technology on board? Is that how things are going to work for you? And also cutting those ties. So anyone that is so people moving on to the next step. So leaving school, going into the employment, going into a serious relationship, partners moving in, starting the baby cycle, all of those different things as well. So if you're the parent and this is your children, you know, where do you step back and let them make their own mistakes? Cut that apron strings, that whole series, you know, foundation feeling of, you know, where am I smothering? Where do I need to move? Let them move on their own to learn those skills. So your Adoring Virtue messages from the angels, Cancer, is leading you towards the answer of your prayers. So you and your children are safe. So again, if this whole idea about moving, this whole idea of, you know, I need to move, I need to make sure we're safe, I need to cover the family, I need to make sure that we're all okay. Your loved ones are telling you that you are totally going to be okay with that. Now, if this is also about, you know, leading by example for your children and for them to grow and expand through their career and their jobs, that you'll find the answer in your hopes and dreams. But also, if this is about dating, this is about getting that young, naive energy into dating and having fun. You know, what did you used to do? You know, is there a change in your criteria? Is it time for you to have some fun, Cancer? Because you've been so serious, you've been under the pump with so much pressure going on, that this is reminding you that it's okay to have fun. Have fun with the kids. Go out, have fun. Go out and socialize. You know, this is where you are going to have that expansion, that change, this real breakthrough for you. And it's the next generation that's going to help you with that. So when you're going on to Leo, you're having this in your home, your roots, your heritage. Now, I know most of 2016 for you was about your raw, and getting back up from, you know, major betrayal, major health issues, major blindsided conclusions to any kind of situations, any kind of depression. Getting back up on your feet, getting back out there for whatever area that is for you is something that the angels want you to look at. Now, you do have these three cards. You have 6, which is victory at work, victory with projects, and it's public victory as well. So 6 is your work, it's your routine and your health. And this is the swords, the wands, Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. But this is a victory, and this is a public victory as well, to do with your health or your work or project that you're on. You also have you again. This is about taking the lead, having that independence, ruling your own life, having your own examples, following the rules, listening to authorities, listening to and sitting in front of. So if this is about your father, because you are sitting in their home, roots, heritage, house, neighbors, short travel, siblings, council, that kind of thing is that's what's going to be the breakthrough, the expansion, the growth. So you might be renovating your house, buying a house, moving back home, dealing with splits to do with the family, dealing with mortgages, dealing with banks, dealing with lenders in any way. This is where you're going to have that expansion and that growth. And this is about you being relaxed and in control. So getting those resources done now, getting those steps done now, getting those things done into place now, so that through you'll see that there will be changes in that area for you to make it easier for you to buy a home, easier for you to gain taxes and money back, for you to be able to make renovations and those kinds of things. So take advantage of these new rules changes that are going to come into play, because Jupiter in Jupiter in Scorpio is going to bring about taxes, tax cuts. It's going to bring about changes in how you can own your own home, how you can renovate, how you can lend, how you can live. All those changes are going to be in place. Also, births, deaths, marriages, deadly serious agreements, there's going to be changes in those laws as well. So how this is going to affect your home. Also, Leo, you've been working on your independence and your raw, standing up for yourself, being in control, taking control of your life, getting back up, getting back out there. Whether you're in a powerless situation or not, you feel empowered. So taking control, and not to worry about any power balances that you might have with a father or a sibling or even a landlord, a boss, or a bank. You will be able to get on top of that because you are taking back that control. This is where you're going to have that growth. Now, you also have Judgment card, which is a major arcana card, saying that if you've been waiting to hear from someone, good news is coming. Someone that you love, that you haven't heard from for a while. If this is to do with work or money, this is great news to celebrate that will save the day. So, jobs, your home, mortgages, family, getting back together, all those different areas as well. So your Drawing Virtue messages from the angels, Leo, is... So love from a loved one that's past is saying that they're here with you with these major transitions and changes in your life. Now this could be that it's a Leo that's passed. This could be that this is a family member for the Leo giving you this advice, that they are there with you through this get up and get your independence, this raw, getting back out there, getting back up, getting on top of the leadership, getting on top of your family, getting on top of your lifestyle. They are there with you. Now, this card's saying that you might also get yourself a pet, or that you are looking after or giving love to someone more vulnerable than you. Compassion is the way through this, and this is how you're going to be able to smooth those muddy waters even faster. So now we're going to move on to Virgo. Virgo, any plans that you have, any websites, blogs, technology, that's where you're going to have major payoffs for you, Virgo. Now, this you'll start to see some of this energy through emails, Twitter, response in group situations, anything public or online. You'll start to see those developments starting now for some of you, and that by May, there's some changes that the government will implement which will benefit you in financial ways. So again, looking back to 2006, where are you going to benefit from seeds that you planted then? Where are you making these changes now that are going to benefit you in any way that you speak or hear or deliver the message? The third house is success, but it's also your blog, your website, your publicity. It's success in communication. It's successful speeches. It's any kind of projects, plans, technology. That's where you're really going to find you can grow. That's where you're going to, if you put the energy in that area, that's where you're going to find you're going to boom, you're going to expand. By talking, by putting it online, by getting it out there, that's where your success is coming. So you're going to have massive breakthroughs and booms, expansion and growth, and thriving. And it's going to be technology that's going to get you. That is where your success is coming from. So Hermit card is a major arcana card. It is the sign of expansion. This is saying that by sitting back and looking at the past, okay, so do look at 2006 and 7, what was happening there. It might give you a glimpse of what's going to be reoccurring in your life now. So Virgo, this card is saying look at the past, look at your experience, look at your wisdom, look at what you've learnt. How has that impacted on how you see your life for the future? Has your desired outcome, your end result, your goals, have they changed, recently, or, in the last few years, now that you've gotten to this place in life, now that you've reached this point, do you want to make a change? Have you learnt more about yourself and you want to learn more? Is there a slight tangent change, or is it a complete change? Are you going to quit your job and get a brand new, go back online and a new career? Where are you looking at the past and you're looking at what your future did look like, and you're saying, do you know what? I've had an enlightenment. There is going to be some sort of change. I want to make that change now, and I want to take advantage of any technology, any kind of speaking, any kind of online stuff that is really going to push me through to my new goal, because something's changed and I want to go back to school. I want to learn more. I want to learn more about my spirituality. I want to learn more about myself. I want to learn more online. I want to take advantage of technology, because the Hermit card is the educator, also the wisdom, and you're taking advantage of technology and online. That's where you're really going to make your boost. So your Adoring Virtue messages from the angels, Virgo, is... So again, we've got Layla. So very much like the Hermit card, one-on-one quality time with someone that you love, one-on-one quality time with a mentor is really going to help you. And also the very first step you should do is one-on-one quality time with yourself, your thoughts, your memories, your experience, and your wisdom. So this is about looking back. Okay, what was my goal when I was very young and I was going to leave school? What was my goal? What did I want to do? As I met milestones, as my life changed and I learnt more, I made mistakes and I got where I was going. I reached those goals. How did I feel when I got there? Did I make a change? The people that are in my life, do I want to make a change there? Do I want to make a change with how I come across? The third house is how I'm heard, how I'm seen. It could be about your hearing, your throat, finally getting those things seen to. Blogs, websites, small amount of money, small amount of fine tuning, small amount of, getting a, expert in can really change the money, the views, the people, the memberships. So Layla's saying, looking at yourself deep within, have a good hard look at yourself and your past. What's changed? What do you want for the future? Because you know that by education and technology, that's where you're going to have huge payoffs, and collaborations as well. Any collaborations you do with people online is really going to help you with that. So now we're going on to Libra. You're having economic reform, expansion, and growth. That is where you're going to make these major changes. And also your personal self-worth, so what you're putting down, having more confidence in yourself, and your partnerships, financial or in love. So if you work with your partner, or if you've been in a long-term business partnership, or if you're now looking for finance, looking for sponsorship, looking for someone to collaborate with, that is where the opportunities are going to really help you. So Libra... we do have the Queen of Pentacles, so this is with a Capricorn, Taurus, or a Virgo, and this is about planting those seeds so that you have that, passive income. You have that continual growth and income while you concentrate on your day-to-day activities. So that's where you're going to be looking at. So, what is your passive income? What can you put up out there for you, Libra, that can work while you're sleeping? Also, have a look at your accounts, have a look at your bills, have a look at how you pay things. Is there a simpler way to do that? If you do get a loan, are we going on a strict budget? Are we going to incorporate some sort of software which makes accounting a lot easier, which makes your accountability, where am I spending this money? Do I need to spend that money? Because this is all about your economic reform and your partnership. So, debts, if you have had debts in the past, this is the year where you're going to have the breakthroughs, where you're going to get that credit score, where you're going to get that paid off, where you're going to get that financial help and tangible, practical steps put into place. Those of you that are self-worth, not feeling good enough, not feeling deserving, that poverty mental cycle, putting that down and learning from and these growth, expansion and moments and opportunities that come from Jupiter being in Scorpio is where you're finally going to permanently put that behind you and healing that self-worth at the same time. So where are you collaborating to make this change, to have that economic reform? Those little steps and clues, those opportunities are going to be there. And it looks like for some of you it will be through the promotion. For some of you it will be investments that you've planted. You're starting to see that they're growing now. And so you're, okay, right, well, that's paid off. So I'm going to look at where I can put my money next, where it's, safe, but I can earn some more money. For others, this is about a brand new career, a brand new health, your whole day, making it work, not wasting. So economic reform, yes, we're dealing with our money, but also our practical, tangible resources. Where am I putting my valuable resources? Not just money, but my effort, my time, my sweat. Where am I putting that? Because this is where you need to make that change, Libra, and you are going to have massive breakthroughs in that area if you take those opportunities for you. So you're doing virtue. Messages from the angels, Libra, is... You have messages from a loved one telling you that they are here with you, making these courageous, strong steps forward. That, this could be something you've done for your whole life. And whatever, because this is a 12-year cycle, so whatever comes up this time, don't be afraid to take what's offered. Do not be afraid to take the step out of your, hole that you've fallen down and can't get up. Don't be afraid to make a change, because even life is being very, very difficult. It's comfortable, you're used to it. It could be scary to make a whole new fresh start. So your loved one's saying that they're here with you with that courage, that strength to make these life changes, and also to celebrate with you every single step of that way. Also could be a milestone as well. The other card you got, well, you've got both of them. This is very strange. So Libra, this is a loved sibling or child that's passed as well. So this is a loved one that's passed, more of an adult, and this is a child or sibling that's passed. Both of them are here with you. So this is could be from your childhood where this is stemming from. But this is massive, massive changes where you will finally be able to have the economic reform, where you'll finally heal that self-worth, where you'll finally feel that abundance and deliverance and feeling worthy and deserving of all that is offered to you. So now we're going to move on to Scorpio. Scorpio, you are having changes in your first house. So what you look like, how the world sees you, your image. You might be taking opportunities of, tax breaks, cuts, and health superannuation and all those kinds of things, to be updating your teeth, your face, Botox, facials, what you look like. For others, it could be your hair. It could be paying attention to what you look like, to really make an effort into, you are what you eat, you are what you look like. Example set, this is my new goal, that's what I'm living for, I'm going to do it every single day. You are going to find that you have personal and financial rewards and growth and expansion as well. You might start to see some of that now, but that is where you're going to have that complete change. So you as a person, how you've always lived, your finances, how you feel about yourself and how you look, what your title looks like. Could be very possible that you meet someone, fall in love and move in with them. So that title changes. You get a different job, you get a promotion, that title changes. Get a loan to buy a house. So you're now a titled house owner. So your finances and your titles change. Those are the areas where you are going to be looking different. Your title's different. That's the breakthrough, because it is in your sign. Now, of course, there's going to be starts in the beginning. This is the Chariot card, Major Arcana card. So how Jupiter and Scorpio works is that they bring things up to the surface, a big stirring of the pot. So all the things that we've forgotten about, that we've filed away right down on the bottom, the things that we try and ignore, the muddy waters, they all come up to the top, Scorpio. And so from now until really big through May 2018, but you'll see some of this change now, but this is right through till say October of 2018, there is going to be a shake-up, there is going to be a change, and there is going to be, sometimes it comes in as a stress or a crisis. So you could lose your job and you get a new one, and this new job is something you've never thought you'd like before, you never thought you'd take to, but you absolutely love it. For some of you, you could have been single for many years, and now suddenly you meet someone and the idea of getting married seems so foreign before, but not now. You know, things like being homeless, being kicked out of your home. So that forces you to, okay, right, well, now I need a home. I need a roof over my head. I need to make sure my bills are sorted. I need to get a regular job. I need something safe. You know, I have to put these things into place. This is my life change for you. So wherever your first house, how the world sees you, massive expansion and growth there, and there will be opportunities for you to make this permanent. They will come up with some sort of stressful situation first, and as you clear those muddy waters and the water runs clear, you'll start to see relief. You start to see that expansion, that growth, that rewards coming in. But by the end of this time, Scorpio, your title will change in at least 2 areas, and your personal finances and your personal self-worth will heal as well. The Chariot card is talking about movement. So if you work for a job in the travel industry in whatever way, whether selling cars, a truck driver, you know, air hostess, pilot, a train driver, bus driver, anything at all to do with movement, there is an idea of retirement or a sea change, or even just changing, you know, companies. So you're making that decision because you're looking at your long term and you're saying, okay, well, there is a decision to be made. I have put those feelers out. There is victory going to be there. There is promotion going to be there, and there is going to be movement there, definitely. The decision is, which way do I go? So you might have 2 ways, 2 answers, 2 jobs to choose from. Now, for others, this is about, you know, cross-country, cross-state move. You know, I am packing up and I am moving. This is it. I'm making a major change, Scorpio. And so this is where, you know, where my long-term roots are, I am moving. And, you know, this is a major change, major occurrence in my life, but I am moving. So for some of you, it's about that. For others, it's about, I want to make a change. And I'm making those plans, and I put those steps into action, Scorpio. But this is that you're waiting on outside information, and it's going to be a yes, or that you can't go any further because you're procrastinating. You're waiting for the right time. When is the right time going to be there? Okay, so it's about being brave, facing those challenges. It's about stop procrastinating, put those ideas into action. Great ideas, but they're never going to account for anything unless you put it out there. So major movement forward for you this year, Scorpio, in title and your long-term commitment. So your personal self-worth and your finances as well. Your Adoring Virtue messages from the angel, Scorpio, is you have abundance, and you also have the end of a cycle. So this is saying that you are graduating onto another level. So some of you are moving. Some of you are no longer going to be single. You're going to get a partner. For others, this is about saying goodbye to that personal self-worth issues that you had. You're going to love yourself, respect yourself, self-worth. And this is the end of that cycle. So now you're going to have happiness, strength, confidence there as well. For others, this is about retirement and your whole new journey. You're going into retirement now. For others, this is the journey of childhood. You know, your title is going to be, I'm going to be a parent. Now, we do have Serena saying that there is going to be plenty of money, plenty of support, and plenty of opportunities there, and that you are worthy and deserving of this major change. But to lift your head up and to see this opportunity, see that abundance there in front of you, and to take advantage of that. And lastly, you do have Shanti. This is about karma. This is about a fresh, new, peaceful road ahead. So you have had a very difficult time, Scorpio, but that you are going to have a more smoother road ahead. Now, this is with family, and this is with children, and this is also with new, fresh life ideas as well. So any issues with the family, those could be healing. Any issues with children and dating and fun, those could be healing as well. And also peaceful, smoother roads ahead, new ideas, new projects, new titles, new changes. So now we're moving on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, you're going to have your expansion, growth, breakthroughs, boons, growth, and thriving in what you do behind the scenes, what you don't take credit for, you know, what you have been putting in that effort there. You know, those people are going to pay you back in kind, whether it be doors opening, whether it's you taking a good hard look at yourself, because the 12th house is about your past emotions, past cycles, things that you hide behind closed doors, things you do behind closed doors, you know, sex, the people that you sleep with, past emotional issues to do with these things, you know, the psyche, institutions, cycles, anything below the surface. So by looking at those things, by sorting through them, by helping other people, those doors will open, and this is where you're going to see this life change occurring for you. You've got the Devil card. So Sagittarius, not only are you letting go of the past, this is to do with narcissism and also about unhealthy relationships, whether that be love, work, or with yourself. So where are you chained to work? Where are you chained to love? Where are you chained to addictions and unhealthy habits, unhealthy health, unhealthy people in your life? So this is a really big change for you, Sagittarius, because the Devil card is a major arcana card, which is saying sex, drugs, rock and roll, addictions, narcissism. This is where you have to, move on from the tyrannical boss. Stay there for as long as you can till you get another job, and then cut those ties and move forward. If you're in an unhealthy relationship where you domestic violence, emotional violence, sexual violence at all, this is where you're going to, behind closed doors, behind the scenes, what you're keeping secret. This is where you're going to have massive change by standing up for yourself and saying no more. With yourself, any addictions, sexual addictions, food addictions, gambling, drinking, drugs, any addictions whatsoever, this is the year where you have that massive breakthrough where you can change your life permanently by facing up to it, acknowledging that feeling, acknowledging where the trigger comes from that fright, flight, or freeze moment before, making yourself acknowledge those feelings, letting it go, and improving on those things. Lifelong love relationships, always dating the person that treats you poorly. This is where, if you set those boundaries, anyone that comes in your life must treat you and those you love with respect, not lie, cheat, or steal off you. Those people that are in your life, they must always treat you with respect. And if they have an issue with you or you them, you open up the conversation and they have time to make a change. If they don't make a change, then you're going to have to pull your energy back from these people, because you can only have people in your life who respect you. So putting in those boundaries, and you'll see that people around you, that their attitude will change. And if they're not changing, then it's the people changing, because you're getting rid of and cutting back on the people that are sucking the life out of you. Anything you do behind the scenes and don't take credit for, so anyone you look after, feeling very stuck. So if you're looking after a parent, a husband, or a child that's unwell, you might be feeling like you can't do it anymore. So this is about, looking after your health, making sure you're asking for help, making sure that you're looking after you as well, so you can break that feeling of being stuck. Make changes where you can. This is also about the psyche. So having a major perspective change by looking at the past and saying, okay, well, do you know what? What's coming up that I can get rid of? What can I do? So your Drawing Virtue messages from the angels, Sagittarius, is also any secrets that might come out will actually benefit you in course. At first it might come out as a chaos or a crisis, but anything that comes out as a secret will benefit you in some way. You'll be glad that it came out. So Archangel Michael's head of the deck, and he's saying this is a big year for you. This is a big year for you to have the courage and the strength to be able to face your fears, to be able to meet those challenges head on as a family and as a person. It's about taking responsibility for your life, your actions, and to make sure that you're not a lifelong victim, that you are, suffering in silence. It's time for you to look at yourself in the mirror and say, where can I make a change every day where I'm feeling better about myself? Then you've got Teresa, who's saying you're about to burn out, you're doing too much. You're doing too much for the people around you. You're looking after too many people. You have too many people around you where there's unhealthy relationships, unhealthy expectations, unhealthy requirements placed on your head, and you are feeling run down emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And this is a crisis point for you. You must make these changes, and that's where you're going to see this breakthrough for you. So now we're going on to Capricorn. It's for your friends, your groups, your alliances, your fraternities, and at work, where you're going to get those huge benefits. So people saying, passing on your details, people putting your name forward for a job, people giving you great reviews, joining up to any groups and learning, the cheat sheets, learning. For example, when I first graduated, I met up with someone who had 80 years of experience in clinical hypnotherapy, and the invaluable information I learned from this man in 8 months, I could have studied for 5 years and never have learnt. I went straight to go and learnt the valuable information. So you, Capricorn, you're going to find that your friends, groups, alliances, and group chats, where you are in a group group, where you're networking, where you're social climbing, where you're part of a group discussion or a group environment, that is where you're really going to flourish this year. This is where you're really going to benefit financially and also okay, so we have 3 cards for you. So this is a karmic year for you, Capricorn, where there has been some sort of crisis that's happened, you know, whether you've been fired, whether you've had a massive breakup, where there's been massive arguments, and it's your friends going back to the past, the people from the past that are there to comfort you and support you through whatever trials, tribulations, or major blow-ups there have been. Now, it is your friends that are going to get you back on track. It is your friends that will help you get the resources, the tangible, practical things that you need to be able to move forward. Now, this is the Strength card, Major Arcana card. There's karma here, Capricorn, telling you that the passions and the drive inside of you, that these things had to happen this way. This transition had to happen this way. You have to meet your challenges head on. And this is going to be a major change. Major Arcana card, major change, major crossroads, major people, major moment in your life where it is going to be your friends which are going to benefit you, which are going to give you the resources, tangible, practical steps that you need to be able to get through whatever happens in your life. And they're also going to push you. They're going to be where you can pounce from, where you can get a lot of gains for traction very quickly. They'll help support you. They'll share, subscribe to your channel. They'll share your blogs, your vlogs. They'll put in a good word if there's a job going at work. They'll, you know, set you up with a date with one of their friends. It's your groups and alliances where they're going to help you get back on track, okay? Now, your Adoring Virtue messages from the angels, Capricorn, is Layla's telling you to take a moment to really think about what it is that you want. One-on-one time with those that you love and one-on-one time with yourself. Now, you know, where have you been thinking you want to change since August? Okay, something came to a conclusion. There were emotions there. Someone left. Some situation got closed. Options got smaller and narrowed down. Where do you want to make a change in your life? And where are you unhappy? Because where you're unhappy, if you talk to your friends, your alliances, your groups, your fraternities, they are there to help you. Okay, now Yvonne's saying compassion to yourself and for others. You might be looking after someone that's ill, so, you know, a support group to talk about, you know, how can we get this done quicker? What are the services available? Is there any funding available? So if you're looking after someone, then there's going to be help there. If this is about an animal, buying an animal, giving love to the animal, looking after somebody else, shows you how to look after yourself as well. And finally, compassion for yourself and for others is where you're going to have this growth. So now we're going on to Aquarius. Aquarius, you are going to have a massive change in your work. Okay, this is the time where your career is going to take off. But you're also going to have success and achievement where you're going to redeem work that you've already put in. So you might have done some free work, some free consultation, where you've done some passive income, you've got some work out there on display already, where somebody else is going to pass that on to someone where you're going to have a breakthrough. This could be a major sponsor, a boss who hires you. This could be the best job interview you've ever had, where they've looked at your, you know, as their job experience interview was, that they looked at your prior work. So prior work is where you're going to redeem and earn money at the moment. Also about rescuing your career. So, you know, where have you been making silly mistakes? Through tiredness. You've been going through a period, Aquarius, where, you know, your life did change. So where you had this rude awakening where your life will never look the same again. I myself have done the exact same thing. So it's about resuscitation. Do I want to change my job completely? Or do I want to make a small niche change? Do I want to go in that area now? Or am I going to make a complete tangent change? Or am I going to pull my head down? I'm going to put in rules and obligations that I must set through every single day to push and to get my business name out there, to get this work done, to promote myself, to get great feedback, follow through with opportunities or offers from other people, follow through with free stuff online. So wherever you're going to put in some rescue remedies, fine-tuning, also looking at things that you wrote off before. They might come back on the table on this Mercury retrograde, 15th of November. So things that you might have written off before or that you didn't have time for or that you didn't take time to put into action. So great ideas, but there's no use being in your head. You've got to put them out there. So act on these. Act on the impulse to put this out there. Also, let your friends help. Let your friends promote you. Anything online will really get you out there. So if you want to expand this year, maybe you're putting all your energy, resources, and effort into going online, to getting more, a wider audience. Maybe you're partnering up, because this is the 2 cards you've got. So you do have success, you do have harvest, you do have abundance coming up. And 2018 is going to be a brilliant financial year for you. But this card here is about success, it's promotion, it's a honeymoon period in love. It is money coming back in actual money in your hand, and getting a job, great success, great publicity, great numbers, all those things. Now this card here is saying that you are going to save your company by collaborating. You are going to be signing up with a bank or an institution or a person to collaborate to really push forward with your career, finances, or study. Now, this could be a fire sign, Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries, or that this person is the perfect fit for you. You match each other on your foundational levels, what your goals are. You suit each other nicely. You both cover balances very quickly. This is about making partnerships. So all that hard work. You've been working for 4 years, coffee runs, all these different things. Now you finally get that prime position that you wanted. You finally got that commitment. You've got that seat. You've got that title. That's what you've been working hard for. For others, this is about all the free stuff you've done, and somebody passed it on to someone that's got influence, that's got money, that can put you in the right position. So finally you're getting those rewards. This is about signing up with someone. You finally got the numbers. You finally got the right, you've got the wording right. You've got the details right. You've got something right that now they say, yes, I will put my money in you. Yes, I will commit to you. Yes, I will sign up with you. Yes, let's collaborate. And that's where you have yours. Now, some of you are going to find that this is going to start off now. From November, mid-November on, you're going to feel lighter and freer, almost like the change of season comes in and blows out that tiredness and that really stuck feeling that you've been feeling. You are going to feel lighter, freer, and a little bit more motivated. You are going to start to feel excited through Christmas as well. In December, it's going to be a make it or break it decision for you. This is where the hard decisions, and you're going to have to, so start thinking about them now. It could be about your home, and it could be about relocating. So whether that's relocating your business, relocating jobs, or that you want to relocate your home, or that you're relocating both. But there is going to be a firm decision made in December. So start thinking about what that is now. Start thinking about what it is that you want now, so that when it comes up in December, you don't have a fright. You're not being pushed. You already started to think about it. And it could be that the right opportunity time there. Because don't forget that while Jupiter is in Scorpio, the taxes are going to be changed. The opportunities are going to change for people. That they're going to lenient laws for small business owner, lenient grants and opportunities and bank rates for small business, big business, for your employer, for what your employer earns, for the people that you hire. All of these changes are going to make it easier for you to grow, to expand, to push through to the next tax level. So you will start to see some of that now. In May, there's going to be massive moves forward. December, you are making a decision. It is going to be ground decision making in December. From the 12th to the 25th. There's some kind of decision there where you are going to have to, okay, no more procrastinating. You got to do it now. So your Adoring Virtue messages from the angels, Aquarius, is also some really good news coming before Christmas, something that you've been hoping, holding out for. Like I said, if you've been an intern and you've worked, all the shitty jobs, all the shitty hours, and you've been hanging out for 3 years, do you know what? We've got 2 cycles ending in January. One's been 4 years, one's been 2 to 3 years. They're both finishing. You're going to find that something you've been putting time and effort in for something you didn't really like, but you're paying off those dividends. You're going to see that you'll actually finally get that cash in hand. You're going to see, yes, I got the job. Yes, I got that sponsorship. Yes, I got that backing. Yes, I got that reference. Whatever it is that you've been working for, you're actually going to have it. Aries saying that it's going to be a psychic time for you. Jump on that intuition. Like I said, any great ideas you have, no point having them in your head. Put them out immediately. Put it out into words immediately. Otherwise, you'll chicken out and you won't do it. And these are great ideas being given to you by the angels so that you can have this karmic time, so you can have this major breakthrough. Athena's saying it's okay to be powerful. Maybe you've had so much bad luck happen in the last 2 years that you've actually forgotten what it feels like to be in control. You've forgotten what it's like to be in charge. You've forgotten what it's like to be able to stand there and say, I'm in control of my decisions. Nobody tells me what to do. I'm in control of my own actions. I'm in control of my success, and I'm only going to be successful if I push myself. This is about you feeling powerful, you taking control, and it's okay to feel that way. So if other people are around you saying, you've changed, well, maybe you haven't changed. Maybe you just woke up. Maybe you're not taking other people's crap anymore. Maybe you've had so many life changes happen for you, Aquarius, like I have as well, where you've actually learned that the only real important thing in life is how you feel about yourself and those that you love. Okay? Everything else is just numbers and things. So, you make sure you're doing what you want. It's not okay to be powerful. It's okay for you to succeed. And if other people don't want to, that's their problem. So now we're moving on to Pisces. Pisces, you are looking at educating, you're looking at moving, you're looking at relocating, you're looking at exploring and traveling the world or your country or just your area. You're looking at qualifications, education, and maybe even teaching. For some of you, you're looking at your higher self and how you can center or balance your spiritual self, your emotional self, and your physical self. Some of you are trying to explore and educate on how you can get all three into a job that you want to do because you want to work with purpose. That's for a small select few of you. For others, this is okay. This is the year where I'm going to get that promotion because I'm going to do online training as well as extra hours. I'm going to do that extra education because I've decided that this is my goal and this is where I want to be. For some of you, you have decided that you are moving. You're biting the bullet and you're moving town, country, overseas. You're making a big move. For others, this is about taking a year off to explore, to travel around the world, to explore how you feel, to try different religions, to try different spiritual experiences, all of those things as well. For others, this is about finally getting together with someone who has been overseas, where you're actually this is the year where you're actually going to have that moment where together you can rely on each other because you've been going through a process where you've been trying to get together, but you haven't. So this is that time for you. Now, we do have a crisis or a chaos with children and or dating, where you might be feeling you're being used. So this might be the catalyst for some of you to get up and to move. This might be the catalyst for you to cut this person out of your life and to just go on for a year travel. This might be the catalyst for you to be able to quit your job and move, because in a work sense, is a resources issue where you feel like someone's getting favored treatment, someone's getting favored resources, opportune hours, opportune mentoring. They're getting all this extra special treatment and you're not, but you both get paid the same amount of money. You do more work than this person, but they seem to be treated differently. So there's this feeling of being used, your ideas being stolen, too much anxious thinking. This idea of imbalance there where someone gets more than others, this might be the catalyst to say, do you know what, I'm going to go and get an education because I'm going to change my career permanently. So wherever this feeling of being used, or working for someone who's arrogant or someone who lies, cheats, steals, or even waking up and realizing that you got a job and it wasn't the position that you thought you were. So you've said, you know what, this is the third time this has happened to me. I'm not going to let this happen to me again. I'm going to get the qualifications and I'm going to get a different job. This could be the catalyst for you to say, do you know what, I've found out I've been cheated on. This is the last time. I'm packing up. I'm moving. Fresh start, new country, new town, new place. I'm going home. For some of you, it's I'm going home. For others, it's the idea of, okay, well, there's been some sort of lie, tricking, stealing, some kind of unfair treatment, which has caused a cut. It's caused a split. It's caused some sort of break. So there's going to be a move. There's going to be a I learnt my lesson from that, and it's a massive transformation for you. So that's where you're going to. So you're going to learn from that this year through the 9th house of expansion. So this is looking at foreign people, looking at foreign cultures. This is about online. This is about expanding on what you already know and learning more. This is about more education. This is about higher faith, having more faith, coming back to your faith, finding a faith. So spiritual learning as well, spiritual growth, emotional growth. Through these things, all this growth and expansion is where you're going to have that breakthrough, lifelong breakthrough. And also there's opportunities going to be there to help you with that chaos, that crisis, wherever there's been that split, wherever you've been feeling like you've been used, taken advantage of, and not been treated fairly, whether it comes from dating or with children or even your siblings. This is where you're going to have that breakthrough this year. So your Adoring Virtue messages from the Angels card is... So we do have, so for some of you this could be, because this is a baby and before it was a crisis to do with dating or children. So some of you could have had a miscarriage or have lost children in the past. And this card here is saying to you, I love you, I'm there with you, and I share this time with you. For others, this is about a past experience, so they're letting you know that they're there with you with this courageous new change, this courageous new growth and move that you're making. They're there with you. Chantel's saying that brand new love or reignited love is going to be happening for you, and you're really moving on from how you've done this before, that your perspective's changing. You're dating outside the criteria you used to. You're learning more about yourself, your own emotions, your own spiritual path. You're learning more about other people. And you're going to put those changes into your life on a daily basis. And you're learning by expanding your mind, expanding your life, expanding your location. You are going to have this new love. You're going to have reunited love. So if you're moving, you might be moving home, run into someone, and boom, you're now in love. You might be getting back with an ex. You might be moving to a brand new town, brand new country, and then you meet this brand new love. So by this move, by this change, by this expansion, you are going to either reignite love or meet someone brand new. So this is your reading for Jupiter in Scorpio, your mid-month for November 2017. I do hope you've enjoyed it. Do subscribe, like, and share. And if you want a private reading, do use the link below. So be kind to you and those you love, and I shall see you next month.